Hey,
Hey, Paul.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Look at that, Tony nominee.
It's crazy.
So, how did you feel? Like, can you describe in a few emotions? I mean, this was a really complicated season.
Yes.
There's a lot of musicals on Broadway.
Yes.
There are a lot of acting
Yeah.
choices for all of these categories. But actually finding out that morning, can you just like sort of give me the nugget of emotions there?
I wasn't watching
Right.
because I just didn't expect to get a nomination. And so I got a call and I opened it and they're like, hey, there's a nomination for you. And I was like, for the show? And they're like, no, for Best Supporting Actor. I jumped up in the air. I ran around my apartment like 50 times. I called my mom and I was like, can you please just read this list just to make sure I'm not delusional? And she was like, your name is on the list, honey. Your name is on the list. So I just freaked out.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
This is a beautiful ensemble show.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole cast is just working together beautifully. What's it been like getting the show on its feet and sort of seeing audiences react to it? And I feel like it's a really special show because there's something. It's not very like musical. Like it's not really like telling people to love it.
Right, exactly.
It has a lot of confidence to it. How do you sort of describe that and what's happening in the theater every night?
I kind of feel like we're in a terrarium and we're existing and acting for each other. And I'm never like putting my chest out to the audience.
Right.
I'm sort of just being Johnny and being Sky and listening and answering to Josh Boone and Brody or whoever I'm with. And I think that it's rare that musicals ever do that. Ask you to lean in instead of making audiences lean back, which is the kind of musicals I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it fair to assume that Tony, this is a dream? Is it fair to, and you remember when this dream started for you?
This dream started when I saw a chorus line at Walnut Street Theater when I was a little kid. My sister bought me it as a Christmas gift. And I forget the character's name, but he sings, I Can Do That. And I was like, wait, I'm sort of that guy.
Mike.
I can do this.
It's
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, I was like, I can do that.
I can do that.
Yeah, and so senior year, I auditioned for the musical and I got it, and then it's stuck with me ever since.
Have you ever played Mike? And
No,
I
can't dance.
I can do that. You want to sing it right
the
now?
dance part down.
You can't do that.
I can't do that.
I can't do
I can
that.
do everything else but that.
That's so funny. But yeah, so like, can you theater? What does it mean to be? I know you've been doing theater for a while, but to actually, do you feel like you're now being welcomed into a different part of the club? And
I feel like it's the next level of theater. I feel like the young boys are coming in and we're putting our foothold in it and making our own name and just shaking things up a little bit, which I think is a beautiful thing to happen. Like I say, it's the Renaissance, and I think that comes with old and new. Yeah.
It's really incredible to think that S.E. Hinton wrote this novel that has obviously lived through all these generations.
Right.
And now there's a musical that will be able to introduce so many young men and women, but a lot of men roles into musical theater in a really cool way. And I just love I love thinking about you like as an older man going to like theater productions and meeting the Johnny. Meeting the Johnny.
Exactly.
I was the original Johnny. I was Tony nominated.
Exactly. Which is just wild. I never thought that would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Johnny's finally getting his flowers, and so is Ponyboy, and so is Dally. After 60 years, these characters have had no acclaim, and now they're finally getting it, which is so beautiful to think about.
Do you feel emotionally connected to this character? And can you describe maybe what about this role do you think really clicked with you?
I'm a kid that didn't have the best childhood, and I felt so alone in that. I felt like I couldn't talk about that, and I felt like just isolated. And so when I read The Outsiders, I saw myself in Johnny, and I was like, this character is me, And then the more I dug into it, and obviously now doing the Broadway show, the more people I met that had similar childhoods. So it's just, I think it's an important thing to not forget the kids that are in the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
good to
much.
see you.